Okay, welcome guys. So we can get started. So my name is Fred. I'm a robotics trainer, and I am also a member in the ALX Robotics Club. And actually, the meeting is organized by ALX Robotics Club, and you can join the ALX Robotics Club using the link which I'm going to share at the end of this call. So you're welcome. This is our second Arduino the second online Arduino and robotics meetup, but we usually have physical ones. We usually hold them twice a month. So this month we are going to hold the physical session on page 30th University. So you can plan to attend. So in this class, we are going to learn about more about Arduino for beginners. Maybe you are a beginner or mid-level, or maybe you're advanced. You have there is something for you. So yesterday we did a bit basics of Arduino programming and programming languages, and we wrote our first code. We said the first code is usually called Blink, but in any programming language you usually start with hello world, but now for embedded systems and electronics we usually write a code which is usually called blink. Blink is just turning on LED for a certain duration of or a period of time and turning it off for another duration. So if you succeed to blink LED, you are good to go. You can build any project. So let's continue. Is there any issue, any question, any comment? I think, can you hear me? I joined. I don't know why my name hasn't appeared. Oh, okay. I think we are okay. It's only 3 people who joined. Only 3 people. It will not be possible to. Only 3 people. We have Prudy, Millie, and Sylvan. Is your name appearing there? But I think I wish we could join several of us, because the Kahoot was meant for to recap about what we learned yesterday. So because we are 16 participants, can we join? Can we join? Then we continue as we wait for the rest. How do you? I think I yes, Justin sent the link. Yeah, that is the link. Actually, the link you can join, guys. You can join. Then we are going to start. So if we get around 5 people, we are going to to start the Kahoot. That is the link. Actually, it's also pinned. So let me resend the link. Maybe for those who have joined right now. So let's join. Let's join. Actually, we are just going to recap about what we learned yesterday. They are very simple questions. So join. Let's join. So I have 3. Okay, for you to join, you just need to open that link. Then you are just you are going to type the pin, that is 6058787. So you can, if you are using a computer, you can join. You can just add another tab. Maybe if you are using your phone, you can just press the home button and open the any browser and paste that link. You will not leave the meeting, but you're going to be both in the meeting and in the Kahoot. So let's join. So two to go, only two. Then you're going to start. Okay, let me do some votes. A poll. So if you are planning to join, or if you have joined, type 1. Type 1 on the comment section. If you are planning to join, or if you have joined the Kahoot, type 1 in the comment section. 1, Caroline. 2, Engineer Prudence. Just type, don't react. If you're planning to join, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need at least 10, 10, 10. At least even 7 will be good to go. Yes, nice. Actually, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice. 1 to go. 1 person to go. If you are trying to join, type 2. Type 2 on the comment section if you are trying to join, so that I can put it for you. If you are trying to join. Clinton. Okay, Clinton, we are waiting for you. Anyone else? Don't be left. Don't be left out. So in the next 1 minute, we are going to start the Kahoot. What's the code? Okay, let me send the link. Just join using that link. Then you're just going to type in the code. Prompted to enter the code. Enter that code, then your name, and request to join it's a game usually, but we're just going to know ourselves what we learned yesterday about Arduino. Okay, I think we can start. We are behind the time. I think we can start. Okay. If you are ready, react. 1, 2. Nice. I think we can start. We're good to go. What's the pin? Yes, that is the pin. So let me. Hey, we are so many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. I think we can go. Okay. Start. Are you ready? Only 2 people got it right. Okay. Are you ready? We go to the next one. Okay, game. Okay, let's go. Next. Okay. Oh, wow. Only one person got it wrong. I think you must not. Okay, 2. Let me see the scores. Okay, next. On the Google Meet. Okay, I get 6 questions, 6 answers. Nice. Okay, nice. Next. What is the main purpose of the void loop? Wow. Hey, everyone. Okay, only one person got it wrong. Leo. Aha. Okay, the game. Sorry, the game pin is written there now. It is 605 8787. 605 Everyone got it right. Yeah, you must be. Okay, next. This one might be a tricky one. Wow. Next. Wow, Leo. Are you really a beginner? Okay, next. Wow. Mambo inachemka hapa. leo. Okay. Okay, next. 7 got it wrong. Oh, right. Leo. Okay, let's check for the results. Are we good to continue? Let me check on the comment section. Sylvan. Yes, you can unmute and maybe share what you have. Edwin, Sylvian, I can see.
Yes.
Yeah, your hand is up.
Oh, my bad.
Pardon? Oh, sorry. It's okay.
It was a mistake.
Okay, let's continue. Next. What is happening? Okay. Next. Can you see my screen? Yeah, I think you can see my screen well. What is the command? Okay, next. Yeah, what is the issue? I can't see the choices. Who else? Sylvian. We can't. Sorry.
Me too.
Me too.
For which question?
Me too.
The last two questions.
Yeah, sorry, but I can see you responded. Okay, sorry for that. Should we? I don't know. Maybe we can retake. Okay, it's not possible. Why? Why? Can you see my screen right now?
Yes. Yeah.
It's number 11. What command pauses the Arduino program? I think two people answered delay. Let's see. Still, you can see my screen. Leo, you saw my screen and the answers. Okay. Sorry about that. I think what might be the problem. Okay, let's just continue. Next, second last question. Chenuka. There. Okay, the last one. Are you ready for this one? The last two. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Okay, okay, okay. Let's check. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, Rudy, Rudy, can you unmute?
Yes.
Yeah, how was the session?
Uh, the Kahoot or the last
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah, Kahoot.
Oh, that it was just okay. Yeah.
Not challenging. So, what is
No, it was.
your proficiency in Arduino and maybe yeah, robotics coding? Are you a beginner?
Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah. I'm a beginner.
So yesterday was your first day to interact with Arduino, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay, next is Sylvian. Maybe you
Okay,
can.
hello.
Yeah, sure. Hello.
Okay. So for the Kahoot, it was okay. Then I missed two questions
Yeah.
due to a technical issue on your side,
Oh,
but it was okay.
oh, nice, nice.
Yes, yes.
So, what is your proficiency? What's your level in Arduino and programming, maybe?
Okay. In fact, I was not there yesterday during the class, but I've done a bit of Arduino. I've done robotics and all that. So I just want maybe to refresh and all that. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, who was the next one? Okay, number one, the winner. Number one,
Hello. Yes.
yes. How was the session, the Kahoot, and what is your proficiency in Arduino?
Uh, the Kahoot session, I can say it was interesting, it was fun, and it was also nice to refresh on what was taught yesterday and the rest. My level of experience or level of understanding based on Arduino and IoT, I'm a beginner, but I have knowledge in programming and other areas. But specifically IoT, Arduino, and robotics, I'm a beginner.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I think. So you were there in the last yesterday's class or session.
Yeah, yes, I was in yesterday's class.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay, thank you guys. That was nice. Thank you for participating, and now we can get started. I think today's session will be very short, but we are going to cover everything I've planned to to cover in this session, unless we have any questions, so we can get started. Okay. Let me see your reaction. If you are okay, we can start. Can you react? Nice. Okay. Nice. So yesterday we did a program which was a blink program, and we said blink is usually the hello world of electronics. Now do I need to learn C and C++ to start prototyping in Arduino? No, you don't need to start learning C and C++ for you to start prototyping in Arduino, but you can still learn it at your own pace. Okay, let's continue later. So let's continue. So we said a valid Arduino sketch has a setup and loop function, and the setup function runs once at the start of the program. Actually, there was a question in the Kahoot there, and the loop function runs repeatedly forever. Actually, repeatedly forever, unless the board is turned off, or maybe let's say, yeah, unless the board is turned off or powered off, the loop will repeat itself forever. You can upload your sketch to the Arduino board using the IDE, and we said you can use several types of IDEs. Let me see. Yeah, these ones. Visual Studio. You can use Visual Studio. You can use Visual Studio Code. You can use Platform IO. You can use Atom IDE, Bony IDE, and actually Arduino IDE. Okay, so for a beginner, maybe you can start with Arduino IDE. Maybe later you can now try other options. So for me, I've worked with all these IDE. I've programmed the Arduino using the IDE. But for you, maybe you can start with you can start with the Arduino IDE. So let's continue. There are 6 major concepts which you need to master, or maybe you need to have knowledge of them. So number one is digital write. So we said digital write, it's a function. Actually, these are functions. Okay, the 2 major functions in Arduino programming language. We said Arduino programming language, it's a language by itself. So Arduino is not coded. Okay, Arduino boards are not programmed using C and C++. Actually, many people usually go wrong there. Arduino boards are usually programmed in Arduino programming language, which is made up of 2 programming languages. I think I gave you an example for maybe your parents. Let's say your parents are from different maybe clans, or maybe tribes, and they came up to make you. Okay, Meshach was laughing yesterday for that example. I don't know if Meshach is in the chat. So for that 2 programming languages, your mother, let's say she's C and your father is C++, they came up to make you now who is Arduino. Okay, so without C and C++, we couldn't have Arduino programming language. Sorry. Then digital write, because it's a digital it will only send digital signal. So a digital signal, we said it's only 0 or 1. So we are going to address any digital pin using this function, and we are just going to pass high or low in the brackets. So, and also we have analog write. I think analog write, we will write an analog value in that pin, and it's only used with analog pins, whereby the analog value is usually 0 to 1023, if I'm not wrong. 0 to 1023, that is the value. And like for example, you might want to control the speed of a motor by using a potentiometer. Sorry, by using okay, yeah, the speed of motor, because it's right. Okay, we have difference between write and read. So analog write, we are going to write, so that is an output value. So maybe you can control like the speed of motor using that analog write. We have digital read, whereby we are going to read a digital value. Also, digital value, we said it's either 0 or 1, high or low. Yeah. So we are just going to read digital value from a digital sensor or digital input like push button, like let's say PIR motion sensor. We have digital sensors, so we saw them in the last session. So again, we have the if statements. So if you are not new to programming, you must understand what is if. Actually, they are called conditional statements. So we have if, else if, else if, else if, and um, else. So those are conditional statements. We have several of them. Okay, and boolean. Boolean is usually true or false. Bool. Actually, we had a question about that in the Kahoot, if I am not wrong. Also, analog read. It's we are going to read when we use this function. We usually read an analog value. Okay, serial communication, it's like we saw serial communication is when you want to debug. Let's say you want to check your project for any issues, any errors you are getting, you can open the serial monitor. So for serial communication, it usually relies on uh, two pins of Arduino, which are TX and RX, which by default the TX is usually pin number 1 and RX it's usually pin number 0. Okay, but also you can define your own using software serial library, and for that there's one condition. You just need to make sure the pins which you are defining as TX and RX are PWM. PWM means pulse width modulation. Okay. Okay, we are not going into this serial communication. I think I have talked about this one. But for serial communication, you must be connected to the Arduino. Okay, the Arduino must be connected to your computer. But also in for advanced users, you can also implement your wireless serial debugging or serial communication using maybe Bluetooth. Okay. So this is the basic program. So after writing the program, you just need to hit on upload button. So the upload button will transfer the code from your computer to the Arduino board or your microcontroller. Okay, we started coding. We turned on this pseudocode. Is it called pseudocode? But okay, it's the basic structure. Maybe the implementation of our code, what we need the code to do. So number one, we're going to turn on the LED, wait for maybe some time, turn off the LED, wait, then we're going to repeat and avoid loop. We're going to repeat the code forever, actually forever. So this is pseudocode, and how does it work? Okay, so we did everything, and I explained what is the parts of IDE and variables. I think how to use variables, and we have rules which govern variables. Okay, the naming of variables, and which variable should you use, which you should not use. I think you can go and do more research about that. So, and variables allow you to store and manipulate data, and you have to type equal operator for you to assign that variable to a value. So, variables can be used to store sensor data. Actually, like for example, you can create a variable called temperature, and you are using a temperature device or sensor, which is a DHT. 22 or DHT11, and maybe if you want to display the temperature, you just need to serial.print temperature, then that variable it will display. Okay, not there are rules governing variable naming. You need to understand that. Like for example, rule number one, you cannot start a variable name with a special character, like let's say percent and percent LED. You cannot say like 2 LED. You cannot use a keyword, Arduino keyword as a variable. Like let's say you cannot say int constant equals to 13. No, you cannot use that. Is a it's called a keyword, Arduino keyword, which is preserved for Arduino language. Okay, digital inputs, we said they can either be high or low. Actually, we're going to start from this point. Reading a button press. Reading a button press. How can you read a button? Actually, button is an example of digital input. Actually, you can call it a sensor, maybe. It's a sensor because if we key in, like we press the button, it's either going to send a high signal or a low signal. So button input is normally high when you press it. Okay, uh, you pull it low. Okay, these I think these are okay. Button input is normally high when you press it, but not all at all cases. We can create our case when the button input will be normally low when you press it, and maybe if you release the button, it will go back to the default, which is the other one, the high state. So, like for example, in this case, I don't know if you can see my screen. I think you can see my screen. Okay, so as you can see, the button is connected to 5 volts. Okay, the button, one side of the button is connected to ground of the Arduino, which is the GND. We are going to do this by the way, and the other side is connected to the digital input pin. Okay, any digital pin which you have defined in the coder, but now we are going to pull it high. Okay, because that pin is connected to 5 volts and through 20 kilo ohm resistor. That means initially the the button will be high because electricity will pass through. Okay, it will, if the button is open, like right now it's open, you can see electricity or current will be flowing from 5 volts to the digital read input pin. But if you connect you close the circuit, okay, the connection will be through from ground to that digital input pin, because electricity is usually, or current usually passes through less the path which it is less obstructed or less restricted. As you can see, between the ground and the digital pin, we don't have any resistor. So if we close the button, the switch, it will pass through that instead of passing through the 20 kilo ohm resistor, because there it will be much resisted. Any question? Any question? Any question? So if you have any question, you can just raise your hand. Okay, let's continue. So activating the internal. Okay, in this case, we are using the physical. Actually, it's usually called pull down resistor or maybe pull up resistor. It depends with where you have connected or your approach. So, and maybe let's assume you don't have the pull up or this resistor, the physical one. You can also use the internal one, which is built in the Arduino. So let's see activating the internal pull up resistor. So number one, you have to create, before this pin mode code, this line, the first line of code, I assume that you have already created a variable called pin and assigned it to, okay, and assigned it to any pin, let's say pin number 2. Then you are just going to, instead of just saying input, pin, the mode of the pin will be input if you have a physical resistor. But if you don't have, you just need to indicate input underscore pull up. So by default that pin will be pulled up, it will be high unless you press the button. So okay, let's continue. So conditional statement. Is there any question before we continue to the conditional statement? Should we build one project about the button? Any question? By the way, we can build one project using Tinkercad or Walkui. Actually, today we can use Walkui. Someone was suggesting yesterday we use Walkui, or maybe should we continue with the slides and maybe finish our today's agenda? Okay, I seem not to get any response, so let's continue. Conditional statements, these are if statements, and if you have a knowledge, the basic knowledge in any programming language, actually I think there was a there was a in Kahoot there was a question about, is HTML a programming language? If I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, I made a question like that. Okay. HTML is not a programming language. Maybe HTML is a programming. Okay. The conditional statement. They are called if else. Okay. It depends with the programming language, because in Python it's not so. So if condition, if like general use, if the condition is true, it will do this. It will run the code in these and in these two brackets, which is the code which you write between the two opening and closing curly braces. Else, it will continue normally, or maybe run another predefined code. So if button state is high, like for example, if you have pressed that button, what should happen? Digital write LED high, it should turn on the LED, and delay, wait for actually these are 300 milliseconds. Actually it's way it's actually it's not even half a second, because a second is usually 1000 milliseconds. So it will wait for 300 milliseconds, then again it will write address to that pin LED. It will write low, it will turn it off the LED and wait for 300 milliseconds. So as long as you have pressed that button, these conditions should run, else maybe the LED should be off. Okay, any question up to that point? Can we do Tinkercad? Yeah, yesterday we did Tinkercad. Someone else was there was someone who was proposing we do Walkui. Okay, we can do either. Maybe I'm going to send a poll there. Maybe we see what will win. So digital input to connect okay, we can first do that. Okay, let's first start with the Tinkercad. So just a minute, it is reloading. Any question? Any question? No question. So let's continue. Okay, as it's loading, let's continue with the PowerPoint. So digital input to connect digital input to your Arduino use digital pins 0 to 13. Although I told you, although pins 0 and 1 are also used for serial communication. Okay, so if you have connected anything between in pin 0 and 1, you always need to disconnect them before uploading uh, any code. So after uploading the code, you can now use the pins 0 and 1. Okay, so maybe you should avoid connecting your components in pin 0 and 1. Maybe you need to maybe change anything in the code and re-upload the code. You can avoid using pin 0 and 1. Okay, then we have digital input needs a pin mode command. Yeah, for you to prepare the environment, you will need the digital okay, the pin mode. You have to declare the pin mode. What is the mode of the pin you are using? Is it input or output? Okay, let me see. Oh, it's not even ready. Okay, let's continue. So make sure you use caps for input. What is caps? Uppercase and lowercase. I don't know why people call it caps. So make sure you use caps. Actually, C++ is case sensitive. I told you yesterday. Okay, Arduino, because we are not dealing with C++ here, we are dealing with Arduino programming language. Arduino programming language is uppercase. Sorry, it's case sensitive. So that means if you use a uppercase and maybe instead of using lowercase, you'll get some error. So it's case sensitive. So to get a digital reading, you should use this function which I told you. It's digital read. You can see R is in uppercase, so it's case sensitive. If you replace R with maybe lowercase, R in lowercase, you are going to get error. So digital input values are only high or low, whereby high is on, low is off. High till of digital inputs. Yeah, okay. So if you supply 5 volts to the digital input pin, that will amount to high. If you don't supply anything, that will be low. Also, if you just connect that digital pin to ground, that will be low. Okay, so hi, my Tinkercad is not loading. Why? Why should I open another one? Okay, let me just start from there. Any question? Okay, so if you are willing to start building robotic solutions, you can start with learning Arduino. Learning Arduino. Make sure you learn Arduino and become a master of it. So I think we can now start. So this is my Tinkercad. Sorry, we can create our designs. So you just need to hit on create, then circuits. Actually, I have created several circuits or designs, but I have not been saving them. That's why you can't see. Any question? Any question? How can one declare a variable in a program? Yeah, I'm going to show you how we can do that. Am I audible enough? Can you hear me well? Or maybe are you struggling to hear me?
You're audible.
Oh, nice. Thank you. So, I don't know why my Tinkercad is loading today. Why is it doing this? Should I open in incognito mode? If it will not load, we can even try and walk with. We'll see which is faster. Okay, we can start from scratch. How do we start from scratch? This one. Are we good to go? So team Tinkercad, today is not your day. So, Tinkercad is not. Okay, let's just do it on Walkui. Okay, so what were we building? Let me confirm. So, okay, it's this coder. We just need to design a circuit whereby if we press a button, it will turn on the LED. Okay, the LED will blink faster, and if we release the button, the LED will go off. So let's get started. Okay, so we have Wokwi, Tinkercad. Okay, let me just sign in. We should not see this. Any question? So for you to declare a variable, we said you must know the circuit. Actually, we can even just change our yesterday's circuit instead of opening a new one. So tinker this. Let's just tinker this one. Tinkercad is so slow. Yeah. Okay, let's just do this. Use walkway. So number one, we need to add an LED light, not light dependent. You know, we have LED and we have LDR. They usually confuse me. LED is light dependent resistor. So with the LED, we have C, it's for cathode, and A is for anode. So we are going to connect the cathode to ground. Also, you can use a breadboard. Maybe we can use without breadboard, or we can use with the breadboard. Okay, let's just use with the breadboard. Yeah, let's add some breadboard. Half this one. So another problem with the walkway, I don't know how we can. Okay, it's okay. Let's just, yeah. So we are going to expand the ground. This ground, we are going to connect it to this rail. Actually, now all other pins now they are grounds. Okay, so we just need to add this LED. Just need to add the LED, insert it. Actually, we are inserting it into this breadboard. So as you can see, let me explain how breadboard works. So you can see this first hole, A, B, C, D, and E, they are internally connected. Okay, So if I connect 5 volts to this E, we can get the 5 volts from these other pins. So inside the skeleton of the breadboard, we have some connections there. So also this one and this one and this one and this one, they are connected internally. But you see, for this one and this one, they are not. They don't relate. They are not internally connected. Okay, now when we come to this other part, this one and this one and this one, to the end, they are connected internally. So if I supply 5 volts to this pin, and I can get the 5 volts from any other in this row. Okay, the same with this negative rail. Actually, they are internally connected, and the same applies to this one and this one. But between this one and this one, because we have a ditch here, there is no connection. So now it starts again this way, this way, this way. So I think we are good now. Let me, okay, no question. So let's continue. Now we just need to connect the cathode to the ground. So how are we going to achieve this? We are just going to connect this way to this way. Actually, we have okay, let me just do a neat job for you to understand. I'm going to connect this one. You see this one? Let me just do a good job. We're going to connect it to here. Then by default, you need to change uh, this wire or the jumper wire to be black, because ground is usually black. Okay, then you are going to connect the LED to any digital pin. By the way, you can connect to any from 0 to 13. There are 14 of them, so we can connect to any digital pin. So we can do this. We can connect from here, maybe connect to any pin, any digital pin. So for example, we can connect to pin number 9. Okay, next we need to add a button, push button. So we are going to connect this way. No, will it work well? Okay. How can we rotate the push button? Yeah, nice. So for us to connect the push button, we just need to connect it this way. Yeah, so one side of the push button, we are going to connect to the ground. This side we're going to connect to ground, maybe assign it black 0. Okay, then the other end we're going to connect to any digital pin you can choose. Okay, you can type any digital pin you want us to use in the comment section. Let me see. None. Okay, let me choose. We can choose the one that will okay, we can choose any. Number 3. I choose number 3. You can even change the color if we want. Maybe use color number 7. Okay, next. Actually, okay, the LED, you need to connect it via a resistor, but because these are simulation, we don't need to do that. Maybe we don't need to do that because it will not burn, but physically you need to do that. But also we can connect, like yesterday we connected with the via resistor. So for that, okay, it's a good practice. Let's just do that. Yeah. What I wanted to delete only the, okay, we just need to add a resistor. Also, you should be keen on which resistor you are adding and the value. Actually, let's put a value of 220 kilo, okay, ohms, not kilo. Then I just need to rotate the resistor. Nice. Okay. Just need to connect it there. Nice. Then from this other end, we connect it to any digital pin, like for example, we're going to connect to pin number 11. Okay, are we good to go? Can I proceed to the code now? To the code. Actually, in the code section, we have we said we have void setup and void loop. So before void setup, we are going to declare a variable. So I'm answering that question about variable naming. So a variable can either be, we have something called data type, the type of data which the variable will hold. So for example, we have int, and because we have button and LED, we are going to define both int button. So we are going to assign it to which pin are we connected the button. It's pin number 3. So we are going to assign it to pin 3. Then int, there's another way for you to define the, let me show you, I'm going to show you. Int LED equals pin 11. Okay, but also you can also define this way. Sorry, you can also define it this way. You can say hash define, alafu the name is LED and the value sorry okay, LED, and the value we are going to equate it to pin number 11. Sorry, pin number 11, and there is no semicolon there. But for beginners, I think this is more advanced. Okay, it's okay. Let me leave it like that. Yes, Newton Kamau, you can proceed. Anyone? Any question?
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, okay. My question was,
Yes.
okay, which software are you using for the simulation of the Arduino?
I'm using Walkway. You can
Uh,
also, I'm using Walkway. Let me send in the chat. I'm using Walkway. Also, you can use Tinkercad, but my Tinkercad today is loading. So not, I don't know why. So yeah, but physically, for you to upload to a physical Arduino or maybe physical hardware, you just need to use Arduino IDE. Maybe if you request, I can also, by at the end of this call, maybe I can show you how Arduino IDE looks like. Yes.
okay. I had another question. So, let's say I was thinking of starting the Arduino project. So, which Arduino kit should I purchase?
Okay. So it will depend. So there's a link which I sent
Mhm.
about this shop called Blue Pack Nova. So you can head to Blue Pack Nova. They have Arduino kits,
Okay.
and you can purchase from there. So any beginner Arduino kit you can purchase. Okay, I can't find them, but uh, any beginner Arduino kit, it will have several components like ultrasonic sensor, Arduino itself, and jumper wires, several sensors, several motors, actuators, and so forth. So you can purchase from this shop. Also, if you find any difficult in the purchase, maybe you can reach out to me. I'm going to connect to you. Also, I think they have the number. yeah, you can chat on WhatsApp with them. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So let's continue. So after doing that, because this is a comment, we can even delete. It's not part of the code. So we said in the PowerPoint. Sorry. Okay, we said we have to before this we need to define the button as input. Yeah, as input. So we're going to define the button now. We're going to say pin mode. So you must be keen. So pin mode button comma okay, it's input, but because we don't have the pull-up resistor physically or in the circuit, our circuit, we are just going to use input pull-up. Then pin mode, then LED. It must be case sensitive. So if I write LED like this, I think I'm going to get some error. So what else should we worry about? Okay, nice. So next we need to, what do we need to do next? Sorry, can you see my screen? Okay, yeah. So before that, so we are now entering into the void loop, whereby any code we put in the void loop will run forever. So we just need to create another variable and call it. We just need to create int button state and equate it to button state that it will be equal to digital read. It will read digital read to read the state of the button, digital read button. Are we together up to that point? Any question? If you miss it at this point, I think you're not going to be okay. So we have created, we said you can create a variable which will be used to store data. Sorry, let me see if I can. So a variable which will be used to store sensor data. Like for example, we can say our button is our sensor. So this function will read, digital read will read the state of the button, then it will store it in the button state variable. So button state can either be 1 or 0 anytime, nothing else. So let's continue. In case if you have a question, you can just raise your hand, or maybe you can comment in the comment section. Okay, let's continue. So next, yeah, Denima monks.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
It's about creating a variable.
Oh, sorry.
So
It's okay.
maybe I should. Sometimes I was creating maybe a program, and it kept me. You have not declared a variable. You have not declared. In that case, it was step.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I think I
when
understand.
using a step, yes,
Continue.
I was using a stepper motor, and I declared my pins. So towards the end, there was a, how do you, if you want it maybe to rotate maybe 2 times.
Oh, a stepper motor.
Yeah, at that place of if or else.
Okay, so for a stepper motor, you need to okay, for the conditional statement, there must be a factor that will make either the conditional statement to be true or false. You cannot create a conditional statement like if the button is pressed and you will never press the button, then it doesn't make any sense. So you must make okay, it's a logic. Maybe I can say that is a logic error because maybe that function or maybe it's a loop will never get to either true or false. So maybe you can check on your logic of your code. And maybe if you are using a sensor, like let's say if the temperature is above 20 degrees Celsius, the stepper motor should turn, so you should spin 3 times. So, and maybe the temperature will never get to more than 20 degrees Celsius. So you see, your code will seem to be not correct, but it's correct, but it's a logical error. It's logic, but syntax, it's structured well, everything is okay, but it will not work. Okay, so we can continue. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
I think it may be the case.
yeah, maybe if you get you need more elaboration, you can contact me. I think yeah,
Oh,
you
thank you.
welcome. So let's continue. So I noticed you were not seeing my screen. I was not okay. I said we need to create another variable which is called in button pin button state, sorry, button state, and then we're going to assign it to digital read. We're going to read the button the button itself. So if the button, okay, we said you can create a variable to store sensor data. So for example, button state, it's a variable. It will store the sensor data, which will be either high or low, okay, 1 or 0. And this button state relies on digital read, whereby we are going to read the button pin, which is connected to, the button is connected to pin number 3. Okay, let's continue now. So here now we can create our condition if, sorry, if if the condition is button state, not button now, button state is equal to, actually we have comparison operators, we are not going to that. So if we press the button, will it send high signal or low signal? Let me check on the comment section. What kind of signal will be sent? Is it high or low? In the comment section, will it be 1 or 0? 1. Are you sure? Is it 1 or 0? Okay, so if we press the button, it means okay, okay, let's start from here. You see pin mode, pin mode, button pin, button in it's equal to, okay, the state, the pin, the mode of the that pin, it's input underscore pull up. That means initially we are pulling the button high up. We have pull up and pull down. Okay, initially we are pulling the button to high. So it's like virtually we are pulling pin 3 to it's like virtually we are connecting pin 3 to 5 volts. So by default pin 3 is high. So by default pin 3 is 1. So by default, button state is equal to 1. But now, when you press the button, it will connect. Actually, the button just connects the ground to pin number 3. So I can tell you, if we press the button, it will the button state will now become low. Are we together? Those who said 1, dim monks, yeah, it will become 0. So we can say if button state equals, we can say 0 or low, but to be professional, we can say low. Then what should happen if the button state is low? Let's say we just need to turn on the LED. So we can say LED, comma, high. Okay, then else, okay, it's good for you to include else anything else. If you have not pressed the button, the LED should be low. Digital right LED, LED low. So we are good to go. Actually, our code is complete. Any question, anything, any compliment, any about our code, about our circuit diagram? Yes, monks.
Is it a must to use camel case?
Not a must. Actually, it's not a must, but you should just make sure they are. If you use camel case, you should use camel case everywhere. But right now, I think if we change to button state and this is not camel case, I think it should work. But camel case is normally used for easy readability. So like for example, if I say button state, you'll be able to know here this is another word. Maybe it will be very simple for you to read. But unlike if I use just lowercase, like you can say, you cannot be it will not be simple for you to read. Maybe you will think it's buttons state, buttons, like uh, many buttons state. Now you will be wondering what is state, what is button state. So it's good for you to use a camel case maybe, but not a must. Okay, is our code correct? Can you identify, maybe are we good to go? Maybe do we have any error in our code? So before you upload, you must make sure you don't have any error, because if you have any error in the code, it will not run, it will not upload actually. Any issue?
And the if statement,
Yeah.
um, the else statement. Yeah, I think between lead and low there should be a comma, right?
Yes, actually, yeah. That is one. I did it intentionally. Is there any other? Nice. Thank you for pointing out. We have another error. Actually, it's a syntax error, because we usually have two types of error: syntax and logic error. Anyone who can identify the error?
The lead on line 6, the letter L is in caps. I think it should be in,
In lowercase.
yes.
What if I don't want to change this one to lowercase? What should I do? Yeah, that is the error. But let's assume I don't want to touch on this LED. What should I do? Any idea? Okay, it's okay. You can either, by the way, you can either change this one to small, okay, lowercase, but maybe if you don't want to change to lowercase, you can now just change the rest to be in uppercase, like this one. Equal to that way, still will make sense, but let's just work with lowercase. What have we done? Yeah, let's just change these ones to lowercase. Is there any other error? I think we don't have any other error. We can now just try and upload our code. Okay, so just need to hit on start simulation. Error. Oh, I never changed that one. Sorry. Yeah, you can see the compiler will tell us which line has error. As you can see, sketch in digital right, then here we expect a semicolon, sorry, a comma. Okay, yeah, sorry, let me include that one. Then now we can start simulation. Nice, it will never run unless you clear the errors. So if I press the button, it will turn on the LED. So let's try. Now I'm holding the button actually. If I release the button, automatically it will go off. Yeah. So yeah. So clicking on the button, releasing. Okay, we want it to blink now. This is our final code. So we just need to add some delay. So maybe delay, we are going to add a delay of 300. Then we are going to digital right, and we will say LED comma low, then end delay. We are going to say delay of around, so okay. So who can tell me what will happen if we press the button? Anyone? Forgot a comma again. Where? Oh, who will tell me what will happen? Maybe you can unmute. Okay, let's see what will happen. Just start simulation. Okay, then press and hold. So the LED will be blinking as long as I hold the button. When I release the button, the LED will go off because of the else. So if we interchange these codes, what will happen? Okay, I think we are good to go now. Let's finish. Is there any question? Okay, none. So let's finish up with the. So the last bit we were about to do about we were about to learn about the buzzer, how you can make your own tones, maybe make a Christmas melody, or any melody, maybe any song melody using Arduino. So you need to understand the working of buzzer. There's a game called Simple Simon. Is it true? Ah, yeah, I think something like that. So you can make the game using these using Arduino and the buzzer, but we are not going to do that. Maybe in the next session in future. So the same way we connected the LED, it's the same way we are going to connect the buzzer. So the buzzer, you can connect it using any pin, but you have to declare the buzzer, the pin, the mode of the pin as output. Also, you can declare which tone to be produced by the buzzer. Okay, we usually have two types of buzzer. We have active and passive. Okay, this is the musical notes. Maybe I can do this project, and I can maybe I will upload it on my TikTok channel. So if you follow me on TikTok, you are going to check that project there. Yeah, any questions? Any questions? I'll be happy to answer your questions. You can just unmute and ask any question about our sessions, about any project you have, you want to work with Arduino, about LX, about yeah, how to join LX. Actually, we have okay, yeah.
Uh, Fred, hello guys. Before you guys leave, I think there was a feedback form that you are supposed to fill,
Yes.
so we can better understand how the session was and what we can do to improve.
Yes.
So it's shared there on the chat. So you can please fill in that. Yeah. But I would like to, on behalf of the team, also the group, to thank you, Fred, for this session. It has been great. I myself have learned something new. Yes, I think that's what I can say. As maybe if anyone has a question to ask before that, and an update is we are planning, as Fred had mentioned, we are planning for uh, an event on the 30th that will be for the physical event, and where we'll get now to do hands-on activity on that day. So you're all welcome to join, and we'll be sending out the posters soon this upcoming week here. So please fill the feedback form so we can see how we can improve the sessions and what can be done better on that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. 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 Thank you, Justin. Actually, Justin is the head of robotics team. Okay, the robotics club at ALX. So I'm going to share how you can join the robotics club. So you can join via those links. Let me just copy paste on the chat. Maybe Justin, you can touch more about the venue, about the details of that event.
Yes, the venue actually it's on. It will be on 30th of November this month, and it will be at the Piano Hub, Alex, the Piano Hub, 10th floor. Yeah. More details will be shared through the poster and the group WhatsApp group. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and we hope you guys get to interact with us and learn more about Arduino, learn more about LX Robotics. And if you have any question, you can reach out to me or to Fred. Yeah. If anyone has a question.
Okay, I think there's no any question. We can call it a day.